2 months ago, I had the fortune of actually going to a Jordan Peterson talk up in the MetLife in Philly. I didn't really know what to expect from that show, other than the fact that I was going to get some very useful information being thrown at me. And I did. And now I want to share it with you guys. There are 3 things I learned while being at that show. And let me just say, Jordan Peterson, you are an amazing speaker. And I think everyone knows that fact. But the fact that you're able to just spit off the dome is a talent that I wish I had. Because if you were there, you would hear the immensely great things that came out of this guy's mouth. No glaze though. But you would just hear the insightful information he had to provide for the public. And that was all off the top of his head. I don't know how he did it, but someone needs to teach me. But the first thing I learned while being at that event is that you have the ability to make things happen. You have the ability to make things matter. The first thing they talked about while being at that event was that the meaning of life has seemed to dwindle as technology comes into fruition a lot more. Contrary to popular belief, social media, the tool that's supposed to bring us all together, is instead driving us apart. Can you believe that? It's driving us apart instead of keeping us together. Of course, you can send a text message to someone halfway across the world. In that aspect, social media has actually proven to be very, very useful. But because that becomes such an accessible thing, people negate the fact that how we truly bond, how we truly make friends is through touch. It's through actually being in each other's presence. And because we lack that physical presence, our meaning, our self-importance is dwindling. Meaning that we're losing importance in ourselves. We're kind of losing the point of doing things nowadays. You see everyone on social media living this high life, this high fancy life, and you're comparing it to your own. And everyone knows that comparison is a thief of joy. But I bet you also didn't hear that when it comes to insecurity, you're basically comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlights. Basically saying that you're giving the opportunity to lose your own importance by comparing your life to someone else. Your life may not even be that bad, but in that moment, you see everyone going on jet skis, going on yachts, doing all these crazy things, and you're just sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. You kind of forget what you've done in the past to get yourself to where you are right now. Maybe you've gone to school, maybe you grinded, you studied, you've been to parties, obviously. You've had fun, you've talked to chicks, you did all of that. But compared to what you see on social media, you feel like your life is a lot less valuable, which should not be the case. Your life has meaning, and you have the ability to make your life matter. So what I'm here to say is that you shouldn't let that comparison be the reason why you lose joy in being yourself. In fact, the best way to get rid of that is giving yourself a purpose, giving yourself a goal to attain, and focusing on that goal solely. I'm not saying that so that you can just forget your friends, forget your family, so you can focus on your goals. But I'm saying that so it gives you a reason to keep moving. Your purpose might just be to make sure your family and friends are straight, and that's a perfectly fine goal. But at the end of the day, if you constantly keep comparing yourself to other people without even recognizing your own potential, then you're constantly putting yourself in a losing place, and you're basically asking to feel not important. The second thing I learned kind of ties to the first one, and that is finding meaning in your life, because finding meaning in your life is important. In my opinion, for a person to walk around with no such meaning in their life, meaning that like you wake up, go to work, you work out, you play video games, you go to sleep, you do it again for the rest of your life. That may be something that you enjoy, but for most people that I know that want something more, that's something they're trying to get out of. That's something they're trying to at least amplify, make something more out of it. You know, your life shouldn't really revolve around a monotonous schedule like that. And I know it pays the bills. If it pays the bills, then what else could you ask for? And that's fine. But I know deep down inside, that kid inside of you wants something more. That kid who dreamed of doing great things in the world, great things for their family, great things for their friends, great things for the people that they love. They have that goal that they want you to attain. So what are you doing not giving yourself the opportunity to at least go after it? There should be nothing stopping you at that point. I quit my medical device sales job because I realized if I stayed in that corporate world for a while, I wouldn't get to actualize my true goals that I want for my life. I want to make sure my family and friends are straight. I want to make sure I'm straight. I want to make sure this world is straight. And if I do that within the confines of my company and not branch out the way that I want to, then I wouldn't feel accomplished. That kid inside me would not feel that I lived up to my true potential. And I don't want to make him angry. And I don't want to let him down. And I don't want to let the people who believe in me down as well. And if you're watching this, and I know most of you who have ambitious goals, you probably have people who support you as well. And I just want you to think about it for a second. How sad would it be if I asked you about the progress on your goals that you told them about? Or you're about to start this YouTube channel, or you're about to start this business, or you're about to do this, you're about to do that. And you have to tell them, yeah, man, I had to get rid of that. I didn't have it in me. I didn't think it was worth it. And they were supporting you since day one. And you just quit because you didn't believe in yourself. You didn't find any meaning to your goals. You didn't see the point. And what I'm trying to get at is that there is meaning. There is meaning in everything that you do. Finding that is the most important thing that you can do for your own life so that you can improve. Because if you can't find any meaning, you live this boring, mundane, monotonous life that you grow to resent and hate and do a lot of hateful things that hurt a lot of people. I've seen it in action before. It's destroyed a lot of people that I know. But at the end of the day, if you're watching this video, please find the meaning in your life because it may just save the trajectory of where your life may be headed. And I can't tell you how to do so because I don't know you. But a part of me feels like you know what you should be doing. So just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
I believe in you. So just do it. All right, so the third and final thing that I learned from Jordan Peterson at that event is that we have the responsibility to speak against anything that is wrong using our voice. And let me just say, I really don't like cancel culture whatsoever, especially in America. And I don't mean to sound patriotic, but I'm pretty sure the First Amendment is freedom of speech, right? So we should be allowed to say and voice whatever opinions we may have on something. The only time it gets annoying and very, very tricky is if someone is using that freedom of speech to coerce us into saying something that we don't want to say. And I'm actually going to include a clip that actually got Jordan Peterson pretty famous.
I want to go talk to Peterson. Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis. So look, I will answer your question, okay? I've studied Nazism for a very long time. It's been 4 decades, and I understand it very well. And I can tell you that there's some awful people lurking in the corners, and they're ready to come out. And if the radical left keeps pushing the way
that
it's
sounds
pushing,
very much like a
they're
threat.
going to come.
That sounds very much like a threat.
Right.
That sounds very much like a threat.
But yes, they were trying to coerce him to saying something that he was not a fan of saying. And that's just one example. But what I'm trying to get to is that we see a lot of fucked up stuff that happen in this world, but no one says anything about it. No one does anything about that. Why? I'm pretty sure you guys know the answer to that. We're scared of getting canceled. We're scared of getting hurt. We're scared of getting killed. In my opinion, even if that was the case, even if that was the consequence of us voicing our opinions, I think at the end of the day, our life would have meaning. You know, we would feel a lot better because that's something that is not going against our conscience. Deep down inside, when you see something bad happens, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to tell somebody what the fuck just happened. And you feel so good afterwards because you got to get that out of your chest. The one thing Jordan Peterson mentioned at this event pertaining to this specific topic was the story of Jonah. You know, Jonah got eaten by a whale because he didn't go to the town of Nineveh to go preach against the wrongdoers they were doing. And because of that, he got eaten by a whale. Why? Because he was going against his conscience. He knew exactly what he was supposed to do. He knew his God-given ability, and he knew what he was supposed to do. Yet, he was so scared of the backlash. He was so scared of what was going to happen as a consequence that he just chose to ignore it. And honestly, I don't really blame him. Someone's telling me to go to a town of people and telling them, hey, stop doing this. He's probably going to get hurt. It's definitely not going to be taken too lightly. And definitely not going to be taken in a positive sense. So I don't blame him. It's only human to just try to run away from your fears, run away from those problems. But doing so got him eaten by a whale, so I think he chose the wrong choice in that moment. But I think it's important to listen to your conscience, especially if something bad is happening and you know that voicing your opinion will somehow change the trajectory of what things are going to happen in the near future. And that's why I have this channel. That's why I try my hardest to help people with being better in social settings, learning how to use their social skills to voice their opinions. Because I believe that our greatest tool after our conscience is our voice. Because without our voice, nothing would get done. Communication is key. Communication is the number one thing that's built multiple societies throughout history. Communicating ideas, communicating thoughts, communicating plans and action, all that stuff, you know? You do it on the battlefield, you do it in sports field, you do it while you're at home arguing with your spouse about, you know, what school your child should go to. You do it with your friends, talk about where you should go get something to eat. You do it all the time, and that's why it's important to hone in on your communication skills, because you may be able to save a life. You may be able to save a freaking society. There's a lot of people that have great ideas but are too afraid to say so because they're afraid of making a fool of themselves because they don't know how to talk. And that's okay. That's why I'm here. That's why I make these videos. That's why I quit my job, because I felt that I had a better purpose providing videos on how to be social in social settings and how to use your communication skills to your utmost advantage so that you can be successful. They're a work in progress right now, but at least I'm putting in the work for you guys. And the support has been freaking awesome. I knew my responsibilities and I'm trying to take action upon that. What are you guys doing? Yeah, but all in all, those are the 3 things I learned while being at that Jordan Peterson talk. I believe right now he's still on tour, so you could probably catch a show wherever state you're in. I truly and highly suggest you do it at least once in your life. He's a phenomenal speaker. He will really get your brain thinking about aspects of life that you never really dared to think about. So challenge yourself a little bit. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys like what you guys heard. Found some truly deep, introspective thoughts that can help challenge your brain to go do some stuff in the world. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share to whoever needs to hear this. Remember, you can still book a free one-on-one call with me if you want to take your social skills to a whole nother level. Like I just said in the video, communication is key, and we have a responsibility to go share with the world. I'll put the link down in the description below. Other than that, develop a prodigy mindset and really tackle your problems with everything you got. I believe in you guys. Take care. Peace.